I'm gonna talk about the causes of stress. Um, Before I start, I just want to clarify that I'm not an expert on the subject. I'm here, I'm learning about it, and I'm just here to share information that I think is very important and that everyone needs to know. So if you want to share anything, you can share it in the comments. It's more than welcome. So we're here to learn. So talking about the cause of stress, we're gonna start with the first one, that is the stressors. The stressors, they all the things they can activate the stress response in us. So it kind of alter the homeostasis in our body, and it can be something real or imaginary. So there are different stressors, and I'm sorry guys if I just look down, it's because I have my notes, I can't remember all of them. So we can have different kind of stressors, and it can be physical, and they can also be emotional, they can be environmental, they can be cultural, they can be mental, they can be psycho-spiritual, they can be financial, they can be social. I'm gonna mention a few of them so you can maybe start getting related for the ones that I'm gonna mention. And physical can be poor nutrition or lack of sleep. It can be exposure to pathogens, medication. For emotional can be loss, grief, anger, loneliness. For environmental can be pollution, noises, violence. For cultural can be migration or language issues. For mental can be anxiety, worry, demands, and fatigue. For psycho-spiritual can be purposelessness and hopelessness and lack of meaning. For financial, it can be non-financial security, debts and work. And for social can be isolation, or can be rejection and relationships. So I can say also COVID can be a stressor, and it can be move house, or graduated from school, or change job, or shift work. Can be recently retired, it can be substance abuse, it can be pregnancy, new baby. It's so many guys, so many stressors that can activate the stress response on us. So if you go on internet, you're gonna find a lot of information about the type of stressors, and maybe you can be related some of them, and maybe is they're the ones that are causing you make yourself feel stressed during the day. It can be your work normally, it can be your family, it can be the food that you eat, it can be some situation that you're going through at the moment. So go on internet, you can find the different stressors, and maybe you can start making a list and identify the ones that you feel that's my triggering my stress response. And it's very important to know what is that activate the stress response, because then we can start working on what we can do about it to deal better with this situation. So I think if you're not sure about what it can be, just write down your day at the end, before you go to sleep, and maybe start maybe thinking about it. Could be maybe if you're working, it's a colleague that is causing you the stress, maybe it's your boss, or maybe it's the amount of work that you have, or it's something that you don't like about your work, or if you is a person that is at home, maybe it's the loneliness, or you know, you feel overwhelmed because you're all the time at home, and maybe it's because you're not doing enough exercise, or maybe you're eating poorly. So go through what you do normally in your day, and then try to figure out where is that you feel more stressful at the time, and then try to identify what is causing the stress. Then when you get a list, and then you can start working and how to deal better with those stressors. Another cause of stress is the stress self-generate. So it's like when we are not sure that is something going to happen or not going to happen. So it's kind of in our mind. It's like when we are doing the day, and then we have all these thoughts in our mind just running all the time. I need to do this, I need to do that, and if something happen, if it's anything that's gonna happen might happen, your kids, your husband, your work, and all this, you know, all this thought that we have during the day. So it's important also to identify what kind of thought we have, and which one is causing us stress. Maybe we think too much about the future, or we're stuck about the past, and all this stuff. And the last one is the perception stressor. So our perception, because some of the stressor can be, you know, sure, it's gonna cause a stress response, like maybe you broke your leg or you had an accident. You know, everyone who go through this situation, they're gonna definitely have activated stress response. But some of them is just about that we think about can be a stress for us, like maybe if you need to just talk in public, for a person who is shy, they're gonna think, oh, there's a very stressful situation. Maybe, but for the person who is very open and like this kind of situation, they think it might be a good, you know, they feel excited and happy to do it. It's not stressful for them. So the stressor, it can be also a perception. So no, whatever is causing you stress definitely is probably not going to cause stress to another person. So it's very individual. And so I think when we go through our day-to-day, it's very important at the end, you know, write down exactly, if you can identify, because some of them, they are very rude on us. So if you can identify that you're having through some situation a stress response, you know, this kind of alert in your body, that you feel nervous, that you feel anxious, and then maybe you start sweating, and then maybe you feel, you know, that adrenaline is going inside your body, and this cortisol is going through. So maybe you can start identifying what is causing that. And then we're gonna, you know, in the future, and through the videos that I'm gonna start doing, we're gonna start clarifying what we can do about it, and we're gonna start talking about techniques on how to deal with all this situation. I'm gonna be talking more about this, because there's a lot of things to talk about, this cause of stress. Definitely I'm gonna go a little bit deeper in the other videos. So hopefully you like it. I 100% recommend you go on internet. You're gonna find many stressors that you can start identifying. Buy yourself a book, a small book, write it down every night, take 5 minutes. It's also helping you to go through how was your day. Maybe, you know, like You can do some gratitude about it as well, and also not thinking only about the bad things, but also about the good thing you went through, and makes you get a smile, and makes you happy for that time. So go through and then try to identify what is causing you stress, and for the ones that are making you happy, we'll have some time of gratitude about that. And I see you in the next video.